to speak on, but well, I couldn't last week because I was on suspension. So this week I'm free. Um, all this talk of Las Vegas, and me and most California people, particularly me being a lifelong gambler. I've been going to Las Vegas since I was 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, was gambling underage by myself, and sometimes I go with relatives. It's nothing to go on a trip to Las Vegas. Still have a couple relatives there. Had a lot of relatives there, uh, cousins, extended cousins, and we'll go visit and kick it for the long weekend, the holidays, all the time. Haven't been going lately, past 10, 15 years. And I started looking online because everyone's talking about it, and the rooms are cheap. The rooms are cheap. Nice rooms on the strip, underneath $100. A place that I really like to stay, Caesars. Caesars was 140, $150. Um, yeah, that's not only affordable, but Caesars is really nice. Each room is different, but yeah, a Las Vegas trip, yeah, they're cool. They're cool, but all these things these people are planning on doing, I don't care about all that shit. I play my game, which now is hold'em poker. There's a couple of tournaments. You have a drink. You can eat some decent food. It's fun to win. Go to a steakhouse or something, and spend time in my room in air conditioning. I got a. I've told you, I had surgery on my ankle here where they removed the bone spurs, and there's still a little open wound there, and it's not healing as fast as I'd like. I think it's a circulation issue. So, if I wouldn't mind even going for this Fourth of July weekend, like drive down on the third, or there's the train, there's the plane, and there's the automobile, and each one of them is viable. In fact, I almost prefer the automobile and the train just because I have the time and I'll take the time to enjoy them. The plane, because the plane is just, unless you're on one of those charter flights where you go in and out, but just the plane, everything that you got to go through, and the big airports and the TSA and all that shit, eh, I don't enjoy it. I mean, I would do it if I were going somewhere. At any rate, long story short, um, what seems fly to me is I love the Olympics, man. Olympics are coming to LA in 2028, from what I understand. But I love watching the Olympics, particularly the track and field. But I get into all of that shit. I get into all of it, and I'm rooting for the USA, and I get into the stories and the storylines and everything they talk about. And thank God it's coming to occupy my mind and my time besides this shit. Now, if anybody wants to do some fly shit, and I've lost my passport, I cannot find my fucking passport. Someone's going around town as Beasley with my passport and shit. Um, I wonder how fast I can get one. I heard they're delayed now, but the Olympics are July 26th until August 11th. Guess where? In Paris, France. In Paris, France. Now, I went to France twice. I actually have cousins there as well, but I went to France twice. Once when I was 25, another time when I was around 33 or 34. And it was more fun when I was 33 or 34 because I had some money to spend. And we did it up. We did it up pretty cool. Been to the Louvre, um, Champs Elysees, shopping, stayed in a nicer place. Um, Champagne region. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Even went down to Monte Carlo, where my cousin and her boyfriend, he worked there, and they lived there for a year, and kicked it with them. Talk about a fancy five place, Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo, they separate the acting like you're rich from the really rich. And back then, in the '90s, it was, you go to the club and it's $25 for a bottle of water. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. $25. Now you can get a drink for probably cheaper, but if you went there trying to be fancy and just said you wanted a bottle of water, but that seems like the shit to do. And right now, it's still relatively affordable. Two people can go, flight and a room, and the rooms look okay. They're probably very small, but still, in Paris, and you could do it for, you know, $1,000, $2,000 each, including airfare. Go look on Expedia. I always use Expedia, even if they got better ones. I'm just used to using Expedia. I looked on Expedia and I put Paris, and I put two people. And now, now the thing is, I need somebody to go with. It's two people, double occupancy. Um, so I mean, if somebody wants to go, I should be able to swing it as far as time wise. As far as the money, I could swing it too. I mean, you need no, it's a little more than that. It's it's a little more than that. Let me take that back. To stay for like a week for airfare and a room is going to be anywhere from 1,800 all the way up to 18,000. But you could do it, for a couple $1,000, and then bring you another $1,000 to spend and to eat, and you should be able to make it back with a little bit of change if you don't get too wild, unless you don't want to go to the Louis store. I wonder if you go to the Louis store or the Gucci or the Louis store actually in France, if is it cheaper, and it's probably not. They probably keep that shit ridiculously marked up everywhere. Um, I've once been before, and I would get up early, and I'd get up early, and I'd take a walk, and I smoke weed, of course. And the people aren't very friendly, but they all do the same thing. They're all getting some bread, and they're all starting to drink. They drink with their little breakfast. You have a little omelet breakfast, a little omelet with some spinach, and omelet and spinach and a salad, omelet and a salad. That's what I remember eating, and some of that good ass bread. And then they're drinking wine. They're drinking white wine. They're drinking red wine. They're getting fucked up. By the time by the time it's 2 or 3 o'clock in Paris, everybody's got some alcohol in their breath and they're buzzed. Everybody's got some alcohol in their breath. That just seems like what they do in Paris. If Paris is a drinker's paradise, wine, mostly wine, not too much liquor, not too much liquor. But I'm sure there are people that drink liquor there. But if anybody wants to go or want to talk about it, um, a conversation about that, something. Even if we don't go this time for the Olympics, we could probably go another time, maybe during the off season, where it'll be less and less crowded. The Olympics will be a fun time to go, but the Olympics sparked the idea. And you only live once. You only live once. In Las Vegas, I mean, I'm going to Las Vegas while the group is going to be there. And I'm going there to do my thing. And if I bump into anybody, I bump into them. If I don't bump into them, I don't bump into them. If I bump into them and I choose not to say anything, I choose not to say anything. If I bump into them and decide to, spit on them, if I bump into them and decide to shake their hand and smoke and drink with them, that's all depends on how I feel at the moment. So, it's all good. I'm not tripping, stressed, worried, nothing. I'm just being me, and I'm comfortable in my own skin. But I'd really like to go to Paris again. I really like to go to Paris and maybe take the train down to the Champagne region, because that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite things in the world to do is to drink champagne or California sparkling wine. Um, and what else? Oh yeah, leave some comments. Leave some comments. Paris for the Olympics. If not, Paris for later on. Paris for later on. I heard Vic Damone's dumbass, this jackass, said Paris is horrible. It's got riots. Paris does have riots. And you don't think they're going to have all that under the control when they bring the world there for the Olympics? Paris has this and has that problem. They're tearing the Eiffel Tower down. This motherfucker lives in the armpit of Detroit, one of the most dilapidated city in the Western Hemisphere. A city that's slowly coming back, will never be what it was. And he's talking about fucking Paris, like Paris is something dangerous or something. Vic is a fucking idiot. And while I'm speaking on it, Vic is the dude. He rationalizes when he was broke as a fucking puzzle. And I'm talking about broke, 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 broke. He was like, I'm a Christian, but I don't celebrate Christmas because it's a pagan holiday. When the motherfucker started donating money to him, Vic turned around, was a different person. He was like, hey, Zone, you don't even have your Christmas presents yet. We've got lots of Christmas presents. So, Vic, you're so fucking phony and fake. Motherfucker, you ain't never going nowhere. You ain't never really been no fucking where. You've been, and shut up. Shut up. You don't know what Paris has and what it has to offer. And it's a big city. Yeah, it's got some fucking issues and problems. You don't think they're going to have that under fucking control? You act like it's worse than fucking Detroit. Nothing is worse than Detroit, except maybe Cleveland. Except maybe Cleveland and San Bernardino. But nothing's worse than Detroit. Detroit's the fucking worst. All the fucking cities back there are fucking horrible, man. Live in the motherfucking Bay, nigga, in LA. Kiss my ass, Dick. Shut up, talking stupid shit.